literally Yar. I'll take a white snake with Ghost Deck. Alright, so we're in the game. We have BelenosBear on your left, Roffle on your right. We are playing Ghost Deck White Snake. Again, a lot at stake in this game. Currently, Bear at 10 points, Roffle at 9. I have 13, but again, I've played one more match than these two. And yeah, of course, we're going to be starting off with the straightforward nature of trying to one-shot the small blind. I do believe Bear found it. I think Roffle may have been doing some calculating there in his head on whether 2 9s and 3 5s is enough. I don't believe it is. I wonder if... Yeah, Roffle's just going to switch to trying to find the club flush. Although, he's not going to find it because he discarded one club earlier that Bear didn't. Highly doubt this matters too much, but it could matter, you know, in your first PvP. And it could have a huge difference. We saw, you know, one little Arcana pack change the whole game in my game versus Raren. Interesting to see here. Bear not using the Hex. Also not buying the driver's license. Looks like they favor the immediate plus mult. I kind of understand that perspective. So you may be wondering why not take the X mult, and Roffle's going to do the same. Well, driver's license you have to get online, and that's going to take a while. And it kind of feels like by the time you get driver's license online, you're probably going to have better options than driver's license. Again, the name of the game, especially on White Snake, is going to be re-triggering X-Molt. And you're going to find that, you know, by the time you have that 16 cards enhanced, you probably have the re-triggering X-Molt Jokers. Because that's not an easy feat. So they're going to go with the plus mult for now. I am curious to see if they use this Hex and then grab the Juggler. An already pretty interesting early decision, in my eyes at least. And Roffle's going to pass it up. Also going to sell the Hex for the $1 of interest. I am not a fan of that in regular Balatro, but I'm especially not a huge fan of that in multiplayer because I think that times 1.5 often is the difference in the early PvPs. And, you know, $1 of interest or a PvP life. We're definitely taking the PvP life there. We'll be curious to see what BelenosBear decides to do. They spent a little bit in that shop. I kind of missed what the money was spent on, but still haven't sold or used the Hex. Curious, is Bear gonna do the same thing? He's gonna shake it. He's gonna wiggle it around. We know that for sure. Hello, chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We have the egg on Roffle's side. That is going to be a fantastic economic yoker for Roffle. So, Bear a little bit behind in the Econ. Not really from selling the Hex, but I believe from a pack opening that they took, excuse me, before the boss. I'm dying. Yes, Bear chose the White Snake, and the Ghost Deck was chosen by the one, the only, the Roffle Light, Roffle Heavy, Roffle Hearthstone, Roffle Balatro, whatever you want to call him. We got a Magician and a Strength. This is actually boding very well for Roffle in the first PvP, despite not having that Polychrome on a Joker. Being able to have a Strength, a Magician, could easily play a 5 of a kind here with some lucky possibility. The Roffle Nader. Bear doing kind of my strategy of really looking in these standard packs, and Roffle did buy a cheaper standard pack later on in the ante and still got the 3 good Jokers because they took up the 3 good cards because they took up the first 3 slots of the pack. We'll be curious to see what Bear does here. Does he want the red seal? Do you want the blue seal? Do you want the glass? You can make glass in this game relatively easy. It's not easy to find seals, although a bit easier because of Ghost Deck. And Bear, gonna take that red seal. You could easily put a cherry on it. You could put glass on it early. I'm curious to see, is Bear gonna buy the overstock now or wait? He's gonna wait. I like that decision from Bear, especially since if something valuable popped up, you wouldn't be able to purchase it, which is always a little stinky. Also, not sure if I'm a fan there of playing the straight, as I believe any 2 pair with Mad Joker one-shots, and we have 3 discards. A little bit of an interesting play from Bear there that cost them most likely $1. And still holding on to that Hex. You know, I assume what Bear's doing here is looking for a Joker to sell out of Mad Joker and then Hex that one. It could be the egg that is a hexable target, in my opinion. Or you could just Hex the Mad Joker and buy the egg. Red Seal 6 is objectively the worst Red Seal you can get because it's the farthest away from a face card and it's not a hackable low card. An Ace also can easily be turned into a hackable low card. But it's still valuable in the way that it's a Red Seal. It can work with Dusk. It can still work with Glass, with Chariots. You can use it for 6 cents if you really end up not needing it later. Hello, Ruben. Hello, chat. Appreciate all the people waving, saying hello. You know, really a ton of support for Major League Balatro this season. I cannot thank you all enough. Interesting there. So because Bear didn't... What is Bear skipping for $25? But because
hello.
Bear didn't use the
Didn't expect to see you
Chariot,
so soon. Did you skip for the investment tag, maybe?
I did.
they couldn't
Okay.
buy the Magician,
Okay.
which
I
I
considered
think is
it.
going to
I
put
considered
behind
it,
them,
but,
put them behind in the
I've
economic.
kind of got my
balance.
money in a decent spot already.
I saw it, and then I just spent everything.
Oh, okay.
Man,
I
Bear
know.
messed up. I was going to do a little
That makes sense. I
monologue
did a little
about
bit of a
your guys'
maybe
support, and then he
overspending towards
skips.
the end as well, but
There's
see.
a Red Seal. I got to imagine Bear Chariots it here.
how are your Jokers looking though?
Whoa, chat, calm down.
They're just fine.
They're just fine.
All
This foil red card, while the red card's not
Not the
doing
best,
anything
not the
because no
worst.
mole, it is very valuable for Roffle because those extra
that
chips
game.
are really going to put things over the top. Summer Bilma, thank you so much for the 2 months and Skull Vikings. You know, despite having the Hex and Roffle not having it, that skip really leads me to believe
not hit the
Roffle has
things I was
this
looking
rather
for.
easily. In this PvP. Okay. The problem here for Bear is this 4 of a kind does not benefit from magic
Okay.
at all.
That's what I got.
Yeah, it's not going to be close. We're missing chips. We're
Okay, that's
missing a
more than
lot
I
of
was
plus
expecting.
That was more than I was expecting too. To be honest with you, I got a little lucky. I was planning to take a
The
loss
lucky
here,
card hit.
and it did not. It did not go well for me.
Oh, yeah. Roffle's total spent is not showing up, huh? I will ask to make sure that the mod is installed.
All right, well, you got me here.
Okay, well, I don't know if that's good for me. You've got a lot of money coming in now.
Yeah,
good luck.
Hope the shops are good. Good luck.
Right Side Gaming. I don't believe this is Right Side Gaming. I don't believe Roffle has the mod currently enabled. I did not check for it. I always forget something, chat. Apologies on that. The Chad is absolutely massive for both these participants, and it's going to show up right away, so we're going to see no difference there. They're both going to have Chad available. Although I will say, the Chad, quite a bit better for Roffle with what is going to be 4 lucky cards at this point. That Chad, obviously very useful for scoring points with the lucky cards, but more so the $20 hits. Chad Luckies can be an economic generator for you in this game. And we have seen many times over Major League Balatro, sometimes it's all about the money. So yes, another couple of Jack's Magicians. Roffle saving that strength for 2 10s. Gets the $20 hit, and that is exactly what we are talking about. Yeah, Bear going to be, I don't want to say in a pickle, but it's now going to be 6 Magicians. 6 Magicians for Roffle, and already 2 $20 hits. Granted, I do believe Bear has 1, but it is a blue seal, and because of the chariot-heavy nature of the game so far for Bear, I think Bear's going to value the blue seal. The planet levels more so than trying to hit the $20. Well, it doesn't even find the lucky card there. So yeah, this is incidentally putting Bear in a massive economic hole. And a death. Roffle has quite the setup here already early on. He's going to be able to play 5 of a kind lucky jacks. Does he sacrifice the strength or the magician here? I think at this point with this many lucky cards, I sacrifice the magician. It doesn't feel the best, but maybe that's a little bit on Roffle for not digging enough for the 10s, or maybe being greedy, wanting to do 2 instead of just 1. I definitely think we see Roffle use it on a singular 10 here, if unable to find 2. Or maybe I'm wrong. Bear, now having that magician in hand, is going to put it on a couple of kings. Bear should get the double $20 procs because they were right away for Roffle. So this is going to put Bear a little bit back, in the running, economically speaking. See if Bear gets rid of the lucky on the blue seal, though, to put it as a chariot. It's very interesting, this decision here. Yep, got to put it on the king instead. I think that is completely understandable. We do have glass available to us on Roffle's side. Do we make a glass jack? No, we continue to add deaths to the deck. More deaths mean more lucky cards, means more lucky procs. I mean, it can't snowball for Mr. Roffle. Why do they always remove aces instead of the example, the 2 here? Because 2s are hackable, aces are not hackable. So if you find a hack and find glass, 2s actually have some value. Aces have no way to be re-triggered outside of dusk, and therefore are relatively useless. You can make the argument, well, maybe you delete 6s. Well, 6s work with 6th Sense, a little bit less useful on Ghost deck. 7s and aces are normally the 2 cards you're going to see destroyed quite frequently. Just a reminder, chat, in multiplayer, there are no boss blinds outside of the first boss blind. All boss blinds are replaced with PvP, so you're not going to see those scary boss blind effects like the plant happen to our players, or a suit being debuffed, for example. It's interesting because I think Bear would be relatively okay with their start. Feel okay about it, but I really do think Roffle's start from just the econ of it all and already having so many jacks is in a very good position. Though, I mean, the chariots could be the difference if we get lucky hits on Bear's side.
Yeah, I've been feeling that too.
And I'm kind of immediately lost on what you did compared to what I did with the point difference.
I can tell you it's not anything super impressive. The thing that I did is lucky cards. Did you get lucky cards this early?
I didn't have them the first time. I have some now.
Okay.
I think Bear's also underestimating the fact that he skipped and Roffle didn't. Like, Roffle saw a whole shot that you didn't. That could be very powerful. Oh, I forgot Bear has glass from opening that one standard pack. Or the Arcana pack where you placed it. So gotta save that death for
that wasn't the case.
I almost forgot for a second that happened.
Interesting. It feels like Roffle here is going a little bit for the economic route over really searching for those jacks. They could have dug a little bit deeper by discarding the kings and queens earlier. I think you are going to get the win this time.
Because I was doing a little farming.
Farming. A joker in the extra credit mod. Shout out the Balatro University Discord. I think this is going to make Bear feel rather secure in their score, and they could also farm big time for the
All right, I think I can get there. Give me.
I think
a
you
minute,
can
though.
too. Thank you,
For the oh wait, Bear doesn't have reserve parking. Duh. For a second, I was thinking that Bear also had reserve parking, but they did not. Chat, remind me in the future to make them check their mods before we click start. Going forward, I always forget every time without fail.
All right, I'm playing.
And
it.
luckily, it's nothing that affects the game. It's just
Good
the
luck.
overlay. Another $20 hit. So there's that third one
Oof.
that Roffle also experienced.
All right. So you got a
Alright,
lucky
3-3.
card in there, huh?
I might have snuck
Which
one
is
in.
funny because that's how much
Yeah,
Roffle
alright,
scored the
GG.
first time around.
See you
All
in
right,
the
we're
next
all
one.
tied up. And look at the money. Both at $51. That's a little spooky. Both at $51. Both on 3 lives. Both have, I think, the same exact vouchers. Really, really funny to see all that. Roffle's going to go with Rarin Joker here to get that mult on the face cards, also known as Smiley Face, known as the Rarin Joker in the Major League Balatro community now. I appreciate that Bear, from a commentating point of view, will always jiggle what he is talking about to chat, so we kind of know where his thought process there. Jiggling the 6, jiggling the queen, deciding on what to death. Very funny here that he then pulls both of them and now has to decide between 2. I think you death the glass cards. We've seen them be very powerful in vanilla Balatro, but you know, there is a chance that Bear doesn't. On the other side of things, we're about to have a Red Seal holographic glass king for Mr. Roffle, rolling into that Deja Vu, rolling into that Justice. What an absolute combination. And Bear's going to be wishing they kept that death. Well, actually, they won't, because they have to take both of them into the blind to make said card. Here, interesting enough, I think, yeah, we're going to see Roffle abandon the Luckies in favor of making everything gold. This is 100% the move if we run into a golden ticket. Much more expected value than the lucky cards. However, we do have to find the golden ticket. Otherwise, I think you still make more money by playing the luckies. Making another glass jack on Roffle's side. Also, of course, Roffle then immediately running into Lucky Cat after getting rid of all the luckies with the Midas Mask. You do have to be careful with this Midas Mask not to play any glass cards. It can absolutely be harmful. Also, turning the cherry in the gold. So, Roffle's going to commit to the golden cards. Roffle didn't take Lucky Cat because he has already turned all his lucky cards into gold. I think that was the final face card right there that was left to turn into gold. Meanwhile, BelenosBear actually taking Steel Joker with a couple steals in the deck. Finds the Deja Vu. I think we're a reroll away from the Justice. Maybe. Oh, unless it was Terra blocking. Oh no, that's unfortunate. Well, Bear can put that Red Seal on an existing glass. Doesn't really need the Justice that Roffle found, to be fair. And is this going to be a difference in our game? Does Bear believe it's going to be too hard to play around Midas Mask? They are. Bear is skipping out on Midas Mask. This is going to be a major difference in this game. This means Bear in the immediate could actually end up with more money than Roffle by using Chad on the lucky cards and getting the $20 procs. Again, if we run into any golden ticket, which there is a high likelihood, it's a common Joker, Roffle's going to skyrocket into the lead in economy. Of course, the bean going to be helpful for those lucky or those gold cards, making the $3 consistently. We do have an 8-ball alert, the goat, but nobody taking it. Bear here is going to just play the gold seal for a bunch of money. Bear's actually going to need Molt from the lucky cards to not lose. So I'm really intrigued here by the fact that Bear hasn't used the Deja Vu Justice. I don't know about you, chat, but I don't really understand this. Runs the risk of finding a death card and then not being able to take it into the blind and basically copy an existing Deja Vu Justice. I'm really concerned, maybe the correct term, that we're going to run into Taros for Bear and not be able to utilize them. You had the option put on the Jack or a Queen. Okay, there's another Queen there to put this on. What could... What is happening? Thank you, Papa, for the gifted subs. If you got gifted a sub, you can always join the Zeno Discord and join the super secret or subscriber only channel. I guess, I mean, I shouldn't be that confused. It seems obvious that Bear's very content taking this into the PvP. I don't know if I agree with it. Again, I definitely feel like I would have just put it on the Queen. Or, I mean, if you want to put it on the 6, which I don't know if that's the right move, but put it on the 6. You know, get it out of your consumable slots.
Hello again.
For example,
I
cannot use the purple seal right now. But
I'm getting so stuck on some of these decisions.
it seems
worst
that
part is
way.
yeah,
It
there's-
seems like
they
Bear's
matter
getting
that much.
caught in two minds.
There's
that
been
can
some
happen
tough ones.
sometimes.
I will agree with you there.
By the way, chat, because the overlay isn't quite there, Roffle, same exact vouchers and pretty similar on total spent.
Have you ever seen one of these, though? Pretty impressive, right?
Oh.
I,
And he
what
puts
I've
it
been
on the
saying with
Queen and then
multiplayer
gets a
is,
death right away.
The lower the score is with the first couple hands, the more scared I get.
That's
Bear always gets
usually
away with
how
it,
I feel
chat.
as well.
Everyone thinks Dr.
No.
Spectre gets away with it. Doc gets,
Don't
or
be
Bear
so-
gets away with it. He is
You're
a
giving me
true
way too
getting
much
away
credit.
with it king.
I'm just out here.
Now going to be able to
Hoping
death
for
that
the
Red
best.
Seal Queen. Could also glass another Queen. Could also play some 8s. He's gonna glass a 6. Intriguing. Understandable. But is at least gonna death the Red Seal. Eight ball not hitting for Bear there, but I do believe Bear is going to get another attempt here to play the 8 ball. Gets the
play a few
gets the
hands here.
moon. Shoots the moon. Can't play a flush house. Oh, could play a flush house. Right? Yes, 1 6 and then 2 queens could become clubs. Really disappointed with that 8 ball thus
okay.
far, but I think
think
it's doing
I'm
an okay
ready.
job.
Okay.
I mean, you don't have to play the flush house, but I would. Yeah, and that's
To me,
exactly.
it looks like maybe you picked up that that acrobat then, right?
Oh, Roffle thinks acrobat. No, it's 8 ball. It's always 8 ball. Wow.
It's
Bear
definitely
gonna give
something
him
I
full
saw.
strength here, and it should be enough, especially with the Red Seal Chariot. Although
Would it surprise you that I also saw it?
the scary face, smiley face
Okay,
is going to be
that's-
quite
I mean,
useful
that
in their
shouldn't surprise me.
holographic checks on.
I'm surprised
Yeah,
anytime
Roffle
my
side.
opponent scores points. I'm
To be
like,
fair,
"What?"
well, yeah, I go into immediate surprise Pikachu face. Like, to me?
Yeah.
You're
well, anyway,
scoring points against me?
Anyway, I'm about to score some points.
Okay. I
No
believe that.
breaks.
Yep. You can have those.
And Roffle's going with the technique of I don't want to break the
take
glass,
the money.
which we know they don't break early.
Okay.
But
I think
wants
maybe
to
you got
build
a
a
little bit
full
more than
hand
just
of
an
them.
acrobat.
I found some stuff. It's
All right.
yeah. Well, good luck.
Good luck.
Bear. So demure with it. Can you turn them up a little bit? Bear is especially quiet. I actually can. Thank you, Discord, for allowing me to change user volumes. I'm going to change Roffle to 160, and we're going to go Bear to 200%. How's that sound? We'll see. We found Photograph, and we found another Deja Vu. Handing out red seals like they're going out of style. Handing out red seals like they're being sold at Zoomies, and Zoomies is going out of business. I just thought about that because I think the Zoomies at the local mall just closed. Rest in peace to the skater boys. We continue here. Roffle playing some 8s like he has 8-ball. Unfortunately for Roffle, there is no 8-ball there, which means no tarot cards for you. I do think this tarot card difference can very much heavily favor Bear, where if we're able to make more tarot cards, more deaths, we have more red seal glass than our opponent. That might be it, because they seem pretty similar when it comes to economic output. Again, a golden ticket could change all that, but that is where we're at. Oh my gosh, I just realized we have photo chat in a Roffle game, which means every single comment on the YouTube VOD is going to be looks inside. That's fine. It's engagement. We never say no to engagement. Bear here, I do believe, is going to be discarding everything to try and find, you know, things like 8s, things like full houses. Already level 7 full house. We haven't found the Photograph on Bear's side. I don't believe something blocked it, but we will have to be making sure that that isn't the case, and it's just a roll difference at this point. It should be coming relatively quickly for Bear. There it is. Okay. It could have been a scary face or a smiley face, and it was blocked into a photo for Roffle, but that thankfully was not the case, at least from Bear's perspective, thankfully. Correct. I can put up a message. No desync of voucher info Roffle. Oh, where'd it go? Wait, I turned it upside down. Okay. We found a brainstorm. Oh, while that was happening, we found a brainstorm on the Roffle side. Obviously, if Bear does not run into that, we're going to be in for a very bad time. Bear also needs to find the full house to kind of get out. All at the same time wants to play the 8s for tarot value. It's a lot to balance on Bear's side of things. Bear needs 4 rerolls for that brainstorm. That would be very unfortunate if they were unable to find it. There is the full house, which is absolutely going to be needed. Holding on to this Deja Vu could cost Bear quite a bit. Again, it means they can't carry deaths. They can only carry one thing into the next blind, unless, of course, there's an Arcana pack in which you can use that Deja Vu. Okay, we are 4 rerolls away from the brainstorm. Very important thing to note. Temperance here. Hanging them. We are going to hang them. Found a, blank queen. A little surprised by that take. Oh, no. I do believe that Bear's probably going to stop 1 reroll short. It's going to be really hard to come back from that. That is the downside to vanilla multiplayer, is we get a lot of fun moments, but there are specifically on late rerolls of Blueprint and Brainstorm is when it becomes just nearly impossible to overcome. Now, granted, Roffle had fantastic economy with those gold cards. Also, use the Chad on a gold seal every single round there.
But you timered me and you didn't skip?
That's a big difference.
Yeah, I don't know how it happened.
You were zooming.
I guess so.
Or I was spending. I don't know.
That worries me.
I will say that I definitely was spending, but... We'll see if it's enough.
It's a lot of red seal glass jacks for Mr. Roffle. We're going to use a death here on BelenosBear's side of things. Still kind of stuck with this deja vu. Maybe they put it on the glass 6? I could see that being the case. The death from the purple seals has been insane. No, gonna just go ahead and use it on another queen.
Try not to be too impressed by that one.
Gets another moon.
Hey, that's not bad.
I mean, it's a little more than 60, I suppose.
I have had games where I never even hit that number. It's very feast or famine sometimes.
That's true. That's true.
I don't know if the extra glass will be a big enough difference for Bear. Very curious to see how this plays out.
Oh my god.
I have to imagine the
10x
copying of
score.
photo is not even going to be close.
Yeah, and there's more where that came from.
Yeah, just unfortunate not to find that brainstorm. Otherwise, this one actually would go.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Now this would still go to Roffle.
Okay.
There's no steals available. So yeah, Roffle should be winning this. Ooh, and now we get some glass
That's a big
breaks.
hand.
I do believe Roffle
was
will
a
have
bit
one
crunchy,
glass break on
I like
their
the sound
side of
that,
things.
But
Luckily for Roffle, I think it's actually going to be the Jack of
guess I can go for
Diamonds and not the Hearts. Yeah, 6 billion there.
Oh boy.
you weren't kidding about that.
All right, see you in the next one.
Yep.
Now we have quite a bit of... we got antimatter. Oh! That's really unfortunate. Bear is being punished here for taking telescope. I guess Roffle didn't take the telescope, and so that one rolled into antimatter instead of the second level of telescope. I mean, at this point... No, Roffle's not up a voucher. Roffle's down a voucher. And Roffle got rewarded for being down a voucher. That is something that even if we didn't go with the order, I would look to try and fix, is the way that vouchers show up in the game. Because you shouldn't be punished like that, in my opinion. Basically, what happened was the game rolled Observatory. Roffle couldn't get Observatory, so it re-rolled to a different queue, and he got Antimatter. In my opinion, when it re-rolls to that next queue, you shouldn't be able to get a level 2 voucher. It should have to be a level 1. The queues reset every anti-Ruben, so Bear will not see the Brainstorm. And I think at this point, being down a Brainstorm, and the Joker slot, I don't think there's going to be much that Bear can do to come back from this one. This one's going to be really just Roffle playing it out. Continuing to lead an economy is obviously important, and I think, Roffle making that smart decision with the Midas Mask will allow them to do so. And, again, we still have that beautiful little gold seal jack that is going to be making quite a bit of money each round. There's nothing to be aware of, chat. So I see a lot of people in chat talking about, well, if we're aware of this, that's fine from the voucher standpoint. Again, it makes it so there's no strategy with vouchers. I think you should only be rewarded for buying more vouchers. You shouldn't be punished for buying a voucher, which is basically what happened to Bear. He got not punished economically speaking, like punished in the queue. It's kind of silly. Unless I'm wrong and Roffle has one voucher more, but I really don't think that's the case. Now we find Blueprint. Holy smokes. And this is why so much of the game comes down to economy. Very big Hachimachi. But I agree, chat. Bear realizes that Telescope is not good for multiplayer. The whole reason you buy Telescope is to then buy Observatory, get it out of the pool so it increases your chance of finding Overstock Plus or Antimatter. But Bear got punished for doing that, for trying to remove something from the pool. He got punished and didn't see it. That's not how it should work. And that is just simply a glitch in the way, or not a glitch, but like, it's just simply how vanilla shop queues work, because they're not meant for multiplayer. And again, this is not taking anything away from Roffle. Roffle is going to be clear in the lead in this one due to the economy allowing them to find the brainstorm, allowing them to find the trading card, digging way deeper. This is more so I just want to commentate on this specific note because I do think it's something I would want to change in the future. Bear keeping the 8-ball over business card is understandable, but I think when we have this much deck manipulation at this point in the game, maybe you just force yourself to look for things that can help you up top, and that means more money to find more jokers. But business card is, well, with the chat, it is a lot of money, but Bear can only really play like a couple face cards around without winning with chat and photo. I think Bear should still roll into Blueprint, but we'll see. Could be no. I could be wrong. The Ectoplasm's going to be the cherry on top. There's going to be like 10 jokers over on the Roffle side. Roffle lost a life to... Wait, Roffle lost a life to the blind? All this talking, we skipped over that. Right? Bear's only won 1. Or did Bear win 2? How did Roffle lose a life to a blind? Lost that a while ago? Oh. Bear won the first 2? Okay. No, Bear lost the first PvP. Maybe I'm just off. I'm just off on the rounds. Bear did get the blueprint. Also got the second showman, which is important. And we have to go to my own stream to see if Bear did win too.
Five more allows.
I swear Bear only won one. But I guess you're probably right, chat. Wait, what the heck? Did YouTube remove playback? Oh no, it just didn't load. Nope, you're right. Bear won too, chat.
Hello again.
Hello. All right,
I'm a
Raffle, this
silly
game's
goose.
getting weird.
It's I feel like it's been weird, hasn't it?
Okay, that is true.
Yeah, second and third.
Hmm.
No, Ectoplasm 2 is
So if he
unfortunate
agrees
for
that it's
the
weird,
Bear.
what does that mean?
Good. The amount of deaths from 8-Ball, it hurts me that Bear is not going to win this game because I feel like you got to be, as an 8-Ball believer, I really want to see the rewarded for all the deaths from this 8-Ball. In a full, I mean, it's incredible. The funny thing is, I think even if we had all Red Seal glass and somehow Roffle didn't get any, I think it'd be pretty close because we're double copying that photo with the Chad is just an insane amount of points.
Oh god.
As we saw, 1.8 million without really using much there for Roffle. I think we could see Bear just give up on this one and not play.
All right.
Maybe. Well, Bear's gonna go for it. I don't believe that's correct with the glass. I believe you still copy photo. Actually, I know for a fact you copy photo.
All right, here I go.
I'm holding my breath. Not literally.
If glass breaking is seeded, and if one person's glass has been played more, I know when it broke, so I can
I was
tell
expecting
when
a little
Ruffles
more, to be
is
honest.
gonna break. Wow. Wait, Roffle knows so well that he doesn't
Yeah.
have to play 4? I'm actually shocked by that.
I'm not sure. I think this is more. But I may have gotten too greedy here.
Uh-oh.
That's extremely greedy if it doesn't work out. But yeah, okay.
Okay.
One glass
Oh, no,
broke.
you got it still.
Yeah, a little crunchy again, though.
Yeah, same. All right, good luck.
Good luck.
The second photo, we'll see it on both sides because both of them keeping the showman getting rewarded there. Man, it's interesting because every play Bear's trying to make to create a little bit of divergence like the showman, Roffle's just able to do due to the antimatter. There's nothing really Bear can do to kind of counteract it. Being down that Joker slot, again, in my opinion, no fault of Bear's. Like, I don't know. It's just tough. Once again, a business card to possibly get back in the economic good graces. Does Bear sell the showman for the photo? I would argue it would make a lot of sense. I feel like you continue to need 8-ball value. You only have 3 red seal glasses, so You're going to need more. You're going to need all 5. They're really sweating this decision. We now have the golden ticket for Roffle, and I feel like taking the golden ticket here is unneeded, but also at the same time is kind of a way to secure the victory. If you buy the golden ticket in your Roffle, you will legitimately be making $300 a round. Doing so guarantees you're going to see everything your opponent ever will, and while yes, you'd have to give up the showman, you still have plenty of jokers you want to see that you don't have right now. Idol, Sock, Dusk being 3 of the main ones. Ancient. So I actually think a little bit, not of a misplay, but I don't necessarily agree with the decision here by Roffle not to take the ticket. Again, it's just too much money. Maybe the argument is it's hard to get value out of ticket because of the double photos. But I think maybe high card doesn't win if we only copy ticket. And I mean, okay, Roffle gain rewarded with the second Chad. And I do believe we'll use the ectoplasm here. Oh, I was expecting Roffle to use the ecto before grabbing that Chad. Also, an option for there could have been Roffle ectoing, hoping he doesn't hit showman and buying the golden ticket. Not the invis joker. Interesting. I mean, we know this game is basically over. I'm just curious to see what Roffle does now. For the fantasy points, chat. For the fantasy points. It's going to be looks inside, looks inside, looks inside. Is all the comments right now. I can already see them. A second onk. Bear here gonna continue to try and find 8-ball value, but it's just rough. Astro Dizzle, thank you for the Prime sub. Thank you, Jailer, for doing God's work. Hey, we got a holographic Chad that could... Oh, nope. Roffle has it as well. I was going to say, that could be the difference. Plus 10 flat molt after all the X molt on your cards. Never know. You know what's going to be interesting is doing the math on how Roffle should split up the Chad and photo. If you have a glass red seal, it has X-Molt one time, but triggers twice. The Chads make it trigger 4, 6 times. The photos make it X-Molt 3. So that's 18. So if we only copy photo, we now move to 6 times 5, which is 30. If we copy Chad once and photo once, it's 8 times 4, which is 32. We want to copy one of each. I get why Bear would want to grab an invis here, and maybe you do. But It feels like we would need all the score we can get. Maybe that's kind of a play that, you know, I die after this, even if I somehow miraculously win this PvP, if I don't take invis, which is very fair, because your opponent has the luxury of doing so, being ahead on lives. Of course, we know that Mr. Roffle does not need that invis, basically create his own invis.
Alright, the game's getting even weirder.
It's pretty weird for me too. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Oh,
It's very possible Bear thought the only
I have no
difference
idea
in their
what to
score
expect now.
was one extra red seal glass, because that would have equaled roughly.
I did get a bit stronger.
Oh, I guess without
I will say
retriggers,
that.
it's only ×4. So, and they had a difference of ×90.
That is not what I was hoping to hear.
Oh, so did you though.
Bear
at least a
did
little bit.
take blank. Yamashito, we just had a huge conversation about this. I'll explain to both of them what happened when I asked Roffle to enable the overlay mod.
Oh, I made a little bit of a mistake here, actually. Uh-oh.
Not Roffle saying, uh-oh. I do not believe even if Bear got 5 red seal glass, it would matter. Because those red seal glasses are only ×2. The more photos in Chad you get... Uh-oh. Ah! Well, we didn't know that Roffle was going to win. Nito, thank you for the...
Not quite hit my draw, unfortunately.
Did Bear, like, absolutely disconnect?
I think my OBS might have crashed.
Oh.
Oh, no. That's probably Zeno's plugin's fault. We can blame him.
You can blame me. You can just share your screen next game, Bear, but don't stress about it. You can just play out this hand. Well, I mean, I'm sorry that your stream crashed because of me. Don't stress about it in that way. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm just gonna try to restart it really quick. Otherwise, I'll just play this hand.
We're all good. Huge shout out to Nito. I'm not going to spoil the game result, but it was a banger of a game today between Nito and Halion. Highly recommend you check it out. Check out the VOD.
Alright, I think it's back.
Okay. That's good news.
Please go support Bear's stream as well, as it's getting back up and running.
Every time those numbers move, that scares me.
Bear will be back after this game. The OBS just crashed.
Wait, I think it actually crashed again.
Oh, no.
Alright, well, I'm just gonna have to play my hand here.
Okay.
Now we're watching like we're on Roffle stream. All right, 55 billion.
55.
I'm not sure that's big enough, based on what you were scoring before.
Yeah, I think I might have that. I didn't quite draw my hand, but I think I still have enough. because I did get some better jokers.
Wait, I don't know. Oh yeah.
In these past couple shops.
Nice. Nice build.
Okay, that looks very familiar. Yeah, we. Hold on. Did you take 2 invisibles, or did you also have the showman for a bit?
I had the showman, and this was the first invisible I saw.
Okay.
So I must have been
I also,
behind.
I think I got rewarded for. I had pretty good money scored away, and I was able to take the blank, and I got rewarded with an antimatter.
Ah, the old overlay. Really, was it that bad? It was the worst I have ever seen in my life. Token. They died by, I think the first PvP was the last PvP. Yeah, I don't know if it was casted, but oh, the desync is fixed on Roffle side. I feel like it's really laggy for Bear. Wait, it looks like Bear's still doing the video of the OBS virtual camera. Because it's picking up his chat. Oof. Well, here we go. The game has started. We are on the dreaded gold stake. We've actually had a lot of great gold stake games. We are on Checkered deck. Name of the game on Checkered deck is often flushes. I would argue in multiplayer you're going to see a lot of use for flush houses, maybe even some straight flushes. You want to make those big hands utilizing glass cards, utilizing chariots, and those hands just have such large base mult amounts. Even on gold stake, you'll often see just one sun, one world card can turn into a massive flush house for you. Curious to see what Bear's going to go with delayed gratification, which is not a lot of money, but I would say if there's a deck to do it on, it would be Checkered, since you can get non-stop flushes. If you can get a couple flush levels, it could be, you know, it's basically a golden joker with extra steps, but when you don't have much money available to you at all, a golden joker with extra steps sometimes is just enough. And yes, we can go ahead and run a prediction for the Twitch channel. Who wins game 2? We have Bear, we have Roffle, and you have 5 minutes to predict using your juicy channel points. We are going to get a glass queen on the side of Roffles. I do like that play. I personally would have glassed a jack or a king, but regardless, I do like glassing a heart card, because if we get a bloodstone, we're going to build into those. I think it just makes a lot of sense. Here, we get a Red Seal 8 from the standard pack, and Bear's going to go ahead and glass it. I like that. We would like to see that 8 turned into a spade or a heart, but we already have Red Seal glass, and this is no ghost deck. We are not going to be gifted deja vus like you saw in the last game. A Red Seal is a big deal. And it's something that's hard to emphasize with how much ghost deck we've seen played this week and in previous weeks. But Red Seals are very hard to come by. They're hard to make. So finding one in a standard pack like that can be the difference maker for the whole seed. And we do find a Jupiter here, which is going to be beneficial for Bear if they want to continue to get value out of that delayed gratification. We could also see the Devil be put on a joker or a card here to get that extra $3. You know, when it comes in hand, we do get the handy voucher for Mr. Roffle, an extra hand, and it's blue like my shirt. I don't know what I'm saying anymore, chat. Sometimes when you're commentating, you just keep talking. I do want to give a massive shout out to BelenosBear. It would mean the world to me if your PC could handle it. if you could open up a stream of Bears. I just know with the crash, obviously Bear lost the audience that was watching on their stream, which always stinks. And again, this event's all about spreading the love. Part of the reason I was, hesitant on commentating more matches is I want to make sure that the viewership remains good for all our competitors who are doing this, spending their time playing in this event. So, yeah, go give Bear a follow. Go show him some love. Say I'm sorry that Zano crashed your OBS. But yeah, getting back to the game here, Bear is, successfully gotten like $20 out of this delayed gratification, which is rather impressive. Chat, I'm not going to do one round of ASMR. Actually, chat, if you gift 100 subs, I will do an ASMR commentary on one of these games. Have fun with that. Roffle has no Econ and no Jokers. Yeah, I get buying the hand voucher because it is kind of long-term Econ, but it's going to take a long time for that hand voucher to pay back itself. 10 blinds, and we kind of needed Econ right away. 100 from one person or crowd-funded 100. Well, you can do 100 however you want, and I will ASMR commentate for a game. Which just means I'm going to whisper a lot. In a train? No, you don't have to be on a train to gift subs. You can gift them from wherever you're currently at. If you happen to be on a train, sure. But yeah, the delayed gratification ended up, it looks like the play right now, big time. Despite only $5 difference in the two spent.
Do you have any of those newfangled jokers I've been hearing about?
No,
and
not really.
the Red Seal Glass 8.
I have 0.
I definitely just had one of those starts where I felt like I must have missed everything.
No, there's just been nothing.
When
it
these
looks
two
like.
get together,
At least we're on Checkered deck, though, right?
the seeds are just not
I do like
there.
the checker deck. Easy early game.
Yeah, that's the only way we can get away with this kind of silly start, right?
I would be stressing for sure on another deck.
Roffle won game 1. Sorry, I need to update the overlay to display such information.
I mean, it's still not as bad as that 1 seed we had last season, at least.
Yeah, I haven't really lost lives to blinds, I think, all season yet. And that one match,
That's
I think I
good.
lost 3.
Well, yeah, I lost. I think I lost 2 back-to-back on white stake. So.
Oh man.
It's been a weird start to the season.
Can Bear get... Bear wants to seemingly play a 4-of-a-kind 8 here. I don't know if they're going to get the draw. It's hard to get.
Wait.
I also don't know if that's enough.
No, I wanted to lose here.
That's actually a
You
great
wanted
point.
to
Wait,
lose?
if Raffle wins this is not great for Raffle's
Yeah, I think so.
economy.
I need money.
The 100 chips, we're
well,
timesing it by
wait, hold
4
on, you
is
still might. Let
12.
me do some math.
Okay. Sure.
140, 200 times 12. It's not going to be enough. I think Bear's going to score roughly 2,500. If I'm doing my math correctly, which I often don't.
Oh, Lord, he mathin'.
Raffle's too pogged up
I
on the
shouldn't be trying to
flushes.
do math in my head on stream.
They wanted to
mean-
ban the calcs, which has been very enjoyable, I will admit.
Yeah.
236
I get
times
roasted
8?
for it
Yeah.
all the
I'm just
time.
going for it.
No, it's times 16.
Good luck. Oh no! I
Loses
didn't
the
wanna
red
lose by
seal,
that
but does
little.
take the life.
Wow.
That's heartbreaking. All right.
Oh my god. I did times
GG.
12, it was times 16. I did the math
next
wrong.
one?
Classic Zano. Classic Zano. That's why we go off vibes. The riffraff is absolutely and utterly just saving the day for Roffle. Is Bear really going to pass up on the riffraff for reserve parking? That seems a little crazy. And the crazy thing is the riffraff gave a naked reserve parking to Roffle. So rewarded for not taking the reserve parking. We'll see here. I can't imagine losing out on like so many common jokers without stickers if I am BelenosBear. No, banning calc has been fantastic. I've really enjoyed it. I just like giving everyone kind of crap when they're like, I have to do math in my head. It's like, hey, you ban the calculators. Yeah, the two big pool. I mean, Bear's got to be dancing right now. Feels very rewarded after deciding between the two in going with riffraff and then gaining the reserve parking. Anyway, wasn't really a choice for Roffle because they had no jokers. They couldn't afford just to grab the reserve parking. They would die to the blinds. And you can't really make money with reserve parking if you have to play the face cards consistently, which was kind of happening to Roffle. BelenosBear deciding to use a discard to try and find some face cards. I guess is the correct play. Feels like maybe you can get the best of both worlds. Shout out Miley Cyrus and Hannah Montana, but maybe you could have not used your discards and still went fishing for those face cards, just using the hands and getting what you get along the way. I'm not sure what the expected value is. You would have to draw or have 8 face card procs, basically, something like that. I'm kind of surprised Bear doesn't just use a discard here to find a couple more face cards to get reserve parking value. Maybe forgetting the extra discard that was available to them. Regardless, Roffle's going to enter this PvP with a very similar set of jokers that he started the small blind with. And by very similar, I mean the exact replica. He is only going to be taking Smiley Face and reserve parking. We will see what Riffraff has in store for Mr. Roffle. Now, if Bear does take this 8-ball, it means they won't proc anything from Riffraff. Also, Wily Joker is going to be disappearing rather soon for us. And without that Red Seal 8, BelenosBear no longer has any kind of deck manipulation into something to play full houses or 4 of a kind. So I could see selling Wily here. Could see taking or leaving 8-ball. Gonna pass on the 8-ball. Gonna keep the Wily Joker. Gonna get a holographic Clever Joker. The Cleaver. Bear gonna hang a couple cards or just gonna play a 2-pair. Does that win? No, it scores 138. I think Bear was just testing the waters there to see what it would score. See how much they were going to have to throw at the game with the final hand after gaining all the reserve parking value. Yes, Riffraff is a joker behind this ante for BelenosBear. So we actually know that Bear is going to see, I think it's Walkie Talkie next. You know, if Bear even has a spot, it could be that Bear sells Riffraff at this point. You know, the perishable faceless joker is very valuable. There is an argument, you move out of Riffraff, you take the faceless, maybe even just lose this PvP to get value there. Riffraff lists, I actually don't know if it resets each ante. That's a great question, Yar. I truly do not know.
Hello again.
Hit the negative to-do
Has it
list.
gotten any better for you?
Well, I have jokers now, so I've got that going.
Okay, I have jokers
Insane.
too, so we have that in common.
Don't need to brag.
It's like hitting a ghost card on TCG
Jokers do
Cards
this, maybe.
Shop Simulator. Just that feeling. Oh, the glass broke.
Oof.
We did know the first glass would break. And we do have a glass breaking for Roffle.
You know something? There's a chance that they can't.
Okay. I like the sound of that.
You can hit any. You can hit any addition with riffraff, including negative. But to spawn the negative, you still need a spot. Just a heads up, chat, for your own games. If you have no spot, it
Right.
won't spawn a joker in the first place that could be negative. I don't believe this
I have a
is gonna
feeling you're going
enough
to be
for Bear,
rich
but
either way after this particular round.
Not enough.
It is the
We're
consolation
tied
prize.
3-3.
Yeah. I got a little bit of farming in there, but we'll see. GG's.
All right, good luck.
Call us Nebraska because we farming out here, says Roffle, to paraphrase. We do have $91 spent on Bear's side to only 63 on Roffle's side. Although Roffle does have 12 more dollars, so a little bit favorable to the Celtic Bear, but similar econ. Imagine Bear sign riffraff now. Well, we'll find out, right? We'll find out if it's behind or not if it's anti-based or game-based real quick. This feels like something I should know as the commentator of Major League Balatro with how important queues are for jokers and whatnot, but I really just don't know the answer to that question. Well, it should be swashbuckler or to-do list for Bear. If it is game-based instead of anti. Well, Bean came in and ruined the fun. We were having a moment where we were trying to have some anticipation, but some people can't wait and have to spoil the fun for everyone. Thanks. Everyone say thanks, Bean. Riffraff is anti-based. No negative to-do list for BelenosBear. But we do get splash. So that's cool. It is anti-base Bean. You are correct as we get splash for Bear. Let's see if he can make a splash here with the jokers. Fortunately, can't, at least yet. And we have an eternal rental photograph. Look at this graph. Someone hit me with the SPV emote. Very powerful joker, and it would not be a Roffle game if we did not have photograph. And the comments, I'm sure, will let me know such fact. We also have Midas. So after all the success that we saw Roffle have with Midas Mask last game, no Midas Mask this game on Gold Stake, where Econ's harder to come by. A little surprised by that. I have to admit, I'm a little surprised by that decision out of Roffle. Also, to sell the reserved parking. I'd argue there's a lot of things I'm a little perplexed about on the Roffle side when it comes to utility. Roffle, obviously extremely experienced in all this. It's more so I'm curious to hear the thought process. To-do list believer? True, but it is negative. Looks inside. It's a photo chat build for Roffle. For Bear to get access to this photo chat build, they're going to have to open this pack, and I do believe they need to reroll at least twice. There's no way that Bear doesn't sell riffraff here. Am I right, chat? The chat is perishable. Next ante has Tribule calling it. Huh. Well, that would be a surprise. I think this is going to tell us if Bear... I guess Bear is not going to take the Midas Mask either. Otherwise, I'm very surprised at the enhancing of 2 face cards. Now, no negative to-do list for BelenosBear, but they kept the reserve parking, which arguably might be more money, especially now that we're going to gold a bunch of face cards. He's shaking that king around. Classic Bear move. I think we're definitely going to see as much gold early as we can for Bear, because you obviously want to get out of Midas Mask and use it for other utility, you know, ASAP. Yeah, I'm really surprised that you know, we kind of have the flipperoonie where Bear didn't believe in the Midas Mask, leaned on the gold or lucky cards last game, did not work out. We saw the huge economy for Roffle, but this game, I really felt like Roffle had a spot to put it, but decided against it. The Midas Mask, that is. And keeping the reserve parking as well on Bear's side is going to really help the Econ. Now, I'm a little surprised that Bear didn't play the 2-pair with the 2 queens, but that's neither here nor is it over there. So Bear, 122 spent to 115 on Roffle and still has this big blind shop to go before the PvP. I do believe Bear is going to be maybe a roll ahead if they do reroll. If they don't reroll, we end pretty even on the reroll list. We get a glass card for Bear, which could be the difference in this PvP if we sell out of Midas Mask right before we play, you know, 4-of-a-kind queens or something to that nature.
Hello.
Hello?
Hi. They can't hear me.
How we doing here?
Do you ever play a seed and you have no idea if you're like on the good line or you completely missed it?
Damn, that's deep.
Yeah, that happens a lot on Gold Stake.
I'm so confused with this seed.
There's your photo, Chad. Glass flush for Mr. Roffle. It's going to score
It is
quite
a
a
weird
bit.
one, for sure.
I think that does signal to Bear that, okay, they have the photo, Chad. Oh no! Wait, if they don't sell Midas Mask, the queen is not gonna be. It's not gonna be glass. Bear, forgetting about the Midas Mask, cost himself a glass card, and I think at this point, with that, I don't want to say mistake. They're just gonna gold everything, keep the justice in hand. I don't hate the play. They could score as much as possible, and then Bear could hit us with, at the very end, using a justice to pass up Roffle, almost kind of sandbagging the score. Roffle thinking, oh, this is over. You know, Bear can't score enough, and then could hit us with a close to 100k hand. it may not
Made
be
me hold my
huge
breath
if
again.
we sell out of it right now. Because that did kind of trick Roffle into using all his hands for Econ.
I actually have no clue if I'm close to this.
That makes me.
Oh my god!
Oh, that's twice now. Are you kidding me?
That's the
Oh no! I
indirectly
farmed too hard.
indirectly the play of the season. So that miscue by
good luck.
Bear ended up tricking Roffle into thinking that they didn't have the photo chat set up so they could farm the to-do list on Roffle's side. Roffle farms the to-do list. Meanwhile, Bear just keeps, getting the gold cards until he's down to one hand and then uses the justice. What a play. Roffle should have used the pause tech. The pause tech is banned from Major League Balatro. I should have put it in the announcement. I'm not going to put it in the middle of the game because neither of these players use it and they'd be just confused by the comment. We got a perishable blue dude. Somebody call what is the band's name? Paris 36? Blue Lotta V. I'm blue. Eiffel 65, not Paris 65. Eiffel 65. Name of the group. Anyway, that was one of my favorite moments that's ever happened in Major League Balatro. I'm not even kidding. That was actually, after making the blunder, the mind games of Bear to play down, all the way down, scoring as much points as possible before actually using the big hand was really smart. I will say, because of this negative freaking to-do list, what a great pool for Mr. Roffle. We are going to get a lot of money on Roffle's side of things, despite not having the Midas mask, despite not keeping the reserve parking. We do have to be careful that the Chad doesn't perish maybe before the PvP. Eiffel Paris mentioned, let's go. Just came. Oh, okay. Well, that was a rude comment. I don't think Bear wants to use that 8. He's going to indeed play a high card out here. Bear's still farming a good amount of money and will find Mr. Blue Joker, I do believe, on the first reroll of this shop. So, does the pair win? I think the pair wins. The flush definitely wins. I guess that is the safe way, but that we are missing out on probably $11 here. Unfortunately, on Bear's side by not trusting the pair. Ooh, we have a perishable mail-in rebate. What? Wait, why? What? We also have an oops. I did it again. Brittany Spears has entered the chat for Roffle, which does increase the chances that the glass breaks. I don't know how many lucky cards Roffle has to kind of take advantage of the oops potential. Well, there's a couple lucky cards. There's the eternal not negative to-do list. A lot to utilize Blue Joker here on for Roffle, also known as Blueprint, not actually Blue Joker. A little bit more than on Bear side, where it's really just going to be used on the reserve parking and then on the end for scoring. Is Bear really thinking about skipping? Because then we would have to also skip to next PvP. That feels like you're losing a lot of potential econ. Oh, that's stinky for Bear. So first of all, Bear misses out on the mail-in rebate because they don't have negative to-do list. It gets blocked. But then, Oops has tags on it because the tags got shifted in the pack with the uncommons. just a little not great. But with all that said, Roffle just making again so much money. We'll only have this Chad for a singular more PvP. But they're ahead on spending already at 204. They've reclaimed the spending lead, and they have $80 in the bank. Another Red Seal 8. It's almost like some people should be picking up 8-ball. Oh, wait, Roffle took the second one after passing the first one? That's that's pretty nutty. Oops, all oopses. Oh, the Vagabond! Could have been kind of an interesting play with Blueprint and Mail and Rebate. In my opinion. I guess, what do you sell? I guess you sell oops.
I see what you're up to.
I do a little skipping now and then.
I know why.
Hello, Mercury.
I don't like it.
Hope you had a great day. Congrats on making the playoffs.
And I wish you would stop.
Ranked Balatro.
Well, I was hoping it was good for me, so I think that's kind of has to be bad for you.
Yeah.
It's good for me, so it kind of has to be good.
I really needed those extra few thousand points to avoid this from happening last time.
Uh-oh.
Is Bear gonna do the chat instead for money instead of points here? I think that's very valid. I think that is what's gonna happen. Well, he gets the... Oh. Why was Bear so short? Huh? Did Roffle use a glass? Did I miss something? Level 7 flush versus level 3? It was glass? Oh, okay. Did it break with the oops? Something I'd be very curious about. It did, okay.
That's kind of a lot of points you got there.
It cost me dearly.
He knows it cost him glass.
But, like, I can't let you just skip your way through the end of this run.
That's a great point by Roffle. A little bit of good insight there on why they use the glass now is, hey, if you're going to skip, I need to punish you. Otherwise, you can just skip again next time. Meanwhile, Bear really needs to find his glass. He could still win this. Could also sell out of the oops if they find the glass. Oh. Awkward. The Glass King is still sitting there in the very bottom of that 17 card. Well, we don't know if it's the very bottom. You know what I mean. Looks like Bear doesn't care if this glass 8 breaks. It is the wrong suit to work with the king. So, I can see being fine with it. It's actually going to try and get the money play. Like that. Gets the Glass King. Now, do they sell out of oops before playing the valuable glass card? If we do the math here, it triggers once and it gets a ×2 twice. Or actually triggers 3 times ×2 twice. Copying the photograph makes it 9. Copying the Chad makes it 10. So we actually do want to copy the Chad. The tension is palpable. They're not talking.
I'm playing now. I was trying to do math again for some reason.
If you're just over
Oh
again.
my god.
He lost by
Oh,
11,000.
All right, we're almost even in terms of that now. This is unreal.
The smiley
How is
face
this happening?
unable to make up for the
oh
chip
my
difference.
God, you're
This is the
stressing
closest
me out.
game I've ever seen.
We've just got the
The
same
glass
exact
didn't
recipe,
break
I
either.
guess.
I guess so.
Did yours break too, at least?
Something broke, yeah.
Okay.
It's true, something did break. Not
Alright,
not
good
the
luck.
important one. Also, those are two really good vouchers for Bear. I have to be honest, if I would like the discard voucher on Gold Stake, that is a huge pull for Bear from that skip, you know. Maybe that influenced Bear's decision to skip. Is a voucher skip is actually pretty solid, all things considered, if we're going to be skipping for a perishable joker, and then to also get rewarded with a useful voucher like that. Really solid. And this is going to allow Bear to see basically through his whole deck with 6 hands and 3 discards. I'm sure Bear takes both. Hopefully Bear does not forget that you do have to take them both after the voucher skip, otherwise one will disappear. They're actually so even in strength, it's crazy. That is correct because neither of them have any strength tarot cards at this point. So they are equal at 0 strength tarot cards. Why would we sell the Chad? What are we doing? No! No! Well, reserve parking is going to be a lot of money with Blueprint and Oops. Oh, he sold it because he wanted to roll hoping for another. All right, chat, you're right. That's why we sell it early, as if we were going to roll. Yep. I just didn't think that Bear was going to roll right there. I thought we were entering the blind because he was hovering over it. Sock me buskin. We see Sock on both sides. One shop later for Roffle, who plays a little bit faster through these blinds. What do we drop here for Bear? Honestly, Bear's got a little punished there rolling because didn't get any value out of reserve parking. If Bear if Bear would have waited to reroll, they would have had a whole round of reserve parking value and then gone the Sock. So the surprise business card, yeah, the business card would have been a lot of money. Do we need smiley face right now? Like, I guess that would be my question. Maybe the luckies just provide enough money that it doesn't matter. Bear also has a lot longer on the blueprint left, funny enough, because they saw it 2 blinds later. Yeah, that's actually going to be a huge benefit for Bear. I didn't even consider that for this PvP. This has been such an interesting game. If there's ever a time for the overlay to continue to work and not have any issues, it would be this match. Oh my god, we have a turtle bean, also known as a perishable idol. That is my new nickname for perishable idols going forward. We have a turtle bean, the Twitch streamer, as a joker. And an Invis joker. Oh my god. I don't think Bear's going to roll enough to see both these. Maybe. I do have to remember Bear is a shot behind and did get a lot of value out of lucky cards. Roffle also got a lot of value, got to $40. Very curious. We have the business card. Do we take that instead of Smiley? Can we survive without Smiley? The Oops stain on the board for Roffle kind of makes sense, but if we do play Glass here, I'm going to be a little surprised that it's kept. It's on King of Hearts. How many King of Hearts do we have? Well, we have a Glass one. I mean, this is a skip, right? Bear also gets to preserve Blueprint. He gets to preserve the idol by skipping here. And we're saying bye to to Britney Spears and Oops, I Did Again. And it looks like we're going to be in sync with this seed. The idol is in sync with BelenosBear's deck, allowing him to get the extra value of idol being on a face card, let alone the glass face card that he already has a copy of. I couldn't fit a Backstreet Boys reference. I'm sorry, chat. I know it's Backstreet. Oh, wait. Or is Bye Bye Bye... Bye Bye Bye's Backstreet, right? Anyway, entering this PvP, Bear having that extra discard too from the skip is going to allow him to find the king.
Turns out perishable jokers are a bit of a bummer, huh?
They kind of are. This is also really weird 2 games to have back-to-back.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think you're almost assuredly going to get me here.
Oh, it was in sync. I even had it.
Well, that's good news.
Because I think if my count is correct, you should still have that blueprint.
He knows.
I will tell you I do still have the blueprint.
Yeah.
Damn.
Probably not the Chad, though.
You got me again. No chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Roffle blocking him.
I can count to 5, it turns out. They're calling him the greatest Balatro mather in history.
That's some high-level stuff. I couldn't do those
I know.
numbers.
Few can.
Juicy just came in and splooted. You know, Bear searching desperately for these kings. But again, with 6 hands and 3 discards, I do believe Bear sees the whole deck. If I do my math correctly, that is 7, 35, 42. Sees almost the whole deck at 48. He's so close. It would be a monster-mental bottom deck to not see it all. I'm so focused on Bear. Roffle's going to bottom deck both the 10s. Not just one, but both of them? That's insane. I mean, Roffle can throw this round away, I guess. I mean, and Roffle had it locked in that with Bear having the blueprint, it wasn't really going to be a competition here regardless. But that just feels bad.
Got it, so GG's.
Well, Bear doesn't even get to use the King of Hearts. But
okay, well, good luck.
Good luck to you as well.
If this idol hits any face card next round for Bear, they can skip and still have another blueprint, which would just be incredible. Oh, is Bear gonna take this showman in place of smiley face? Which means there's a possibility that this DNA is a blueprint. That would be crazy, but there's a possibility. If Bear takes the showman. I don't think Roffle can skip for idol. I think Roffle is actually thinking about it a little bit there, but really for idol you have to have a face card so we can do it with sock. Okay, it would have been pandemonium if that DNA was actually a blueprint with showman. Pandemonium, I'm telling you. But alas, it is just a basic DNA. But with the blueprint, we can make 2 copies of the Glass King if we are able to draw it. We have the extra discard from that voucher. Things are looking interesting. Things are looking good for Mr. Bear. To sell the idol. I am just I'm in disbelief if the idol gets sold here. If that idol hits a face card, which it once again hit 8 of spades for Roffle, that's unfortunate luck. You're in such a good position with the blueprint. Also, what is Roffle going to invis? Because Roffle does, well, not having the blueprint, is going to have second copy of a Joker here at some point. I think Roffle's going to see if idol hits a face card before selling the invis. I don't know. I feel like Bear may be overvaluing Showman a little bit. Just because there's not that much money in this seed. So we're not going to really find enough rerolls to justify, you know, looking for that photograph. Maybe a sock type thing. Interesting. Bear gonna skip for the negative tag. Okay. Gonna be a shot behind. If Roffle finds something nice in this shop, Bear's gonna have really no chance of seeing it. And no Glass King for Bear. However, making 2 copies of this King of Hearts increases the chances that idol does hit the correct one. Oh no, and Roffle sells invis into an oops. Wait, did it hit 8 of spades for the 3rd straight time? No way. Or is that 9? That's 9. Oh. But still. 8, 8, 9 of spades? What the hell? There's a glass for Bear. Just to feel worse. Hello, Doctor. Hope your scrims against Rarin went well.
Nice.
Hello, Audrizzle. Thank you so much for the sub. We have an absolute banger of a match right now. Also, huge shout out to Dr. Spectre. Quick side note. The new world record holder for fastest 50 or all decks gold stakes wins. I hope I phrased that correctly, somewhat. What a monstrous task. Under 4 hours. One day I will be attempting that. But, barely getting by on that big blind. 9 of spades also for BelenosBear is going to get an odd Todd and a space joker. You know, this is interesting. I do think because we kept the blueprint, we could make 2 copies of the 9 of spades, play 2 9 of spades, play it with some face cards, and Bear should be able to take this. Bear's still in a very big lead due to having that blueprint, even with the idol not hitting. Also, again, things could be different if that Invis Joker would have hit something more lucrative for Roffle. We'll hear what they have to say.
All right. How are you doing?
It's been a very up and down game.
Yeah, a bit of.
It has been a hot and cold game. Sometimes up, sometimes down, sometimes
same
yes,
for me.
sometimes no. Katy Perry would be proud.
I mean, you kept all your lives, so that's got to be something.
But so far, no one's lost a life to a
Oh.
blind, despite the kind of
Okay, well,
horrid
that is-
start.
I guess that is something.
I mean, so did I, but like
We do have a world card here,
that wasn't
so
necessarily easy to do with the way things panned out.
Roffle could play several nines, or maybe a flush house with face cards and 9 of spades to get that extra proc on the photograph. I could see that being a play here. Don't know if it's an out, but there is a chance at a bigger score than I originally thought for Roffle. And Bear doing exactly what I thought they were going to do and make copies of the 9 or not. Okay, they are going to make copies of 9. They're going to get 1 extra 9 into this flush. They're going to look for the third one. I feel like it's a little greedy, but they do have so many hands available to them. There are 3 9s on the Roffle side of things, but no steal card. So that's going to be kind of the max Roffle can play. And Bear rewarded, draws the final 9. Now they just have to draw 1 more spade card. Bear putting levels into... Wait, what is Bear doing? Why wouldn't you keep the chariot for your big hand?
All right. I'm worried about that last
He also
hand of
could
yours.
not draw a flush here if he gets really
Oh,
unlucky.
so am I.
Oh, wants a flush house. My bad, chat. All right, my bad. His flush wasn't leveled up enough. I thought his flush was leveled up to the point of a flush house, but that's on Roffle's side. Rewarded, but I feel like not worth the risk. If I'm being completely honest. There is more X-Mult in the idol than there is the photograph. For sure. The idol is where you're going to want to place that X-Mult. And because of that, yeah, you want to put the magic ones before, or magic lucky ones before. Regardless, this should far surpass the 648,000 of Roffle.
I have no clue what this scores, but I'm shipping it.
All right,
What
good luck to you.
insane game. This has been one of the best games I've ever witnessed in Major League Balatro.
Ooh.
Wow. I
What did you?
absolute
you
last
spelled the
draw saved
blueprint.
me there.
Like 4 PvPs within like 1%
that's-
scoring.
Yeah, the blueprint. The blueprint lasted a little bit longer than I counted, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
skipped,
2 shops later that Bear found it.
I skipped 3 times total, I think.
I also, I actually would have won that if I had
Sold the oops for the invis.
my
yep.
next draw.
Oh.
Like the Red Seal 8 was a little bit closer than I thought it was.
Oh,
I
yeah, and
could've-
that's 2.25.
could've-
That
I
just
think I-
wins there.
Maybe could have eked it out, but the other hands probably helped as well.
Okay. Yeah, I barely had anything, but I DNA'd the idol card
Oh,
and then fished for a flush house.
It's okay,
with
chat.
a
You can watch
face
the
card.
VOD.
And I
yeah,
got
that's
it
what.
right at the end.
That's essentially what I did too. I took a world card in and played 3. I had my flush was too high to justify playing a flush house, so I did the same thing. I just didn't have the blueprint on it. I played a flush with 3 of those 9s with a world card that came in with me.
Oh, okay. That game got really weird the longer it went on.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think I also would have had you, but I lost a 1 and 4 to the invisible hitting the oops.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, but I couldn't sell the oops because if a bloodstone shows up, then I'm cooked.
Nice.
Black steak.
I do like black steak.
All
Mix
right,
it up a
I'm
little
ready
bit.
when you are.
All right, same. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
All right, chat. We have 1-1 in the BelenosBear Roffle showdown. We have abandoned deck. We have black stake. I am so ready for this one. You have just witnessed one of the greatest Major League Balatro games of all time. When I told you, whenever these two get together, it is must-watch cinema, and this was no different. We get a nice full house on Roffle side to one-shot the small blind. We'll be getting that full $7 of Econ heading into our first shop. Meanwhile, we'll see if Bear goes for the same discards. It is often smart to go for the full house and... not rewarded, maybe? Or do they once again look for the 6 or the 9? Roffle side, we do find an egg and a Mars card. But left on $0. So BelenosBear is going to have to sacrifice one of those two things. Isn't going to be able to get the egg and the Mars level. The Mars level much more prevalent on abandoned deck, especially not on blue or higher stake where we have all our discards and hands. You can get 4 of a kinds extraordinarily frequently, and I hate to oversell how important that was, but the fact that Roffle is able to one-shot with the full house may lead to a large difference in this game by just being one level up when it comes to 4 of a kind levels. I do think regardless, the best play there for Bear at this point is grab the egg, grabs the egg, and we continue. That is going to be a huge economic generator as we can start to build temperances. If we get a swashbuckler, it'll make the blinds easy. There's just a lot of things kind of going for you. Bear gonna 2-shot the big blind. Roffle is gonna have to navigate having the spades debuffed, which is kind of difficult. There's already not a lot of chips to begin with in your base score on abandoned deck because it's all lower cards. However, finds the 4 of a kind of 4s. Call that a Wendy's 4 for 4. And we're out of that boss blind with 1,200 points. We do have a Sans and we have a Tribe. 2 interesting lesser used jokers. We also could get Justice online. We could strength a couple cards to make 4 of a kinds easier. We could Death. We could go for Econ with the Devil. There's so many options here in that Arcana pack for Roffle. Now it is Bear's turn to try and get out of this blind, but did pick up I believe that's Devious Joker. That's going to give chips, or give Molt 4 straights, but also gets the 50 chips from the foil. I did not see what Roffle ended up deciding to do there. So, let me know. Strength the 3s and the 4s. All right, we are going for 4s. You know, never mind. A mail in rebate is going to solve our Econ issues. Now, I am very curious. Bear is going to pass up the Arcana pack for Seance. Seance, harder to use than most jokers. But it is a little bit easier because we're on abandoned deck with the smaller deck size. If we can make spectral cards, this could be the difference in the game. We already have 654 of diamonds. I love this play by Bear. It is a little known fact. Sans is one of the most used jokers at higher ranked multiplayer on the ranked multiplayer server. Rules slightly different, but Sans very powerful and is copyable by stuff like Blueprint and Brainstorm. You could use it multiple times per round if you make your whole deck one suit. It can be very powerful, and we immediately get a blue seal out of it for BelenosBear. Is going to be able to afford the rebate, so they're going to be able to make money despite their decision. So early on, we have much more deck manipulation for Roffle. However, I have to say, long term, Bear's in a decent spot here having that Sans. Already going to be able to make his second spectral card. Maybe it's going to have a little bit of trouble getting the same kind of value out of mail and rebate. But again, small deck with abandon. It does help with that. Alien, thank you for Thank you for the raid. Good games today. I was only able to see 2 of them, but I will watch the 3rd later. The matches have been incredibly exciting here. Your match was also incredibly exciting, just like they all have been. We get another seance. What are we going to get here for BelenosBear? And it's a Wraith. And, of course, that Neptune card. Mrs. Puff would be proud. Holy Neptune. As we move up those straight levels. And another Neptune card into a Fool. The straight flush may be able to win this PvP. Let alone the value that we're kind of getting out of the seance. This is incredible. Nito got me bad kryptonite for me. Oh yeah, I guess Hailing you lost last year to Nito, right? Well, I mean, nothing comes easy in Major League Balatro. And that includes, you know, every single competitor can beat every other single competitor 3-0. BelenosBear gonna take that 4 gold. I believe I would go the purple. The red seal is kind of nice, but do we go purple seal? Calling it now, the Wraith is going to be a duo. I could see it. It's Burn Chuck. Oh. I am surprised by that move to crack the egg that early for the coupon tag, but not shocked. You know, it's not necessarily a bad play or anything. The thing is, Roffle should be able to get multiple 4 of a kinds here.
Hey,
with
this is,
all of the tarot
I'm just
value.
gonna say this is weird again.
Oh, yeah, it's looking kind of crazy to me. I don't know. I'm into it.
I am a fan.
No, wait. Belenos is a bear, not a fan, chat. The mind games must already be starting, trying to trick Roffle into thinking he is an inanimate object, when in fact, he loves salmon, he loves the outdoors, and gosh darn it, those claws come out after the winter is done. But Bear, really going to be searching for... If Bear can get 2 straight flushes, I believe they can take this. But the big thing here is I do believe... I was going to say Roffle can play 2 4 of a kinds,
Right,
but
almost did
Roffle went
everything I was
for
looking
the
this round.
Econ play instead. I don't hate that. I mean, look, we're at $54. Wow. You know, it's crazy. If Bear doesn't hit his draw, there's a chance that he doesn't beat 1888. Needs an ace or 6 of spades. 2 cards in the deck that Bear can find to win this. And he finds both of them. Convenient. Was looking for the blue seal. I don't know if Bear needs to use the Fool for another Neptune.
I get the sense we're doing something very similar right now.
Which is funny because they're absolutely not.
We'll see.
That's the sound of a man who knows they're not doing
I hope
something
not,
similar.
because like I like what I'm doing, and if you're doing what I'm doing, that's scary for me.
Oh, see, I like what I'm doing, but I just don't know if it works.
Okay,
Yeah,
I guess we'll find out together.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
cute.
GG's.
We move on to the next one. I mean, Roffle currently even on spent and has 63 buckaroos in the bank. I mean, this is intense. The thing is, Bear's going to be up a red seal on Roffle, and Bear could also maybe put that red seal on a 10 and then strength it into a jack. Or is Bear going to commit to the 4s, which then I would argue Roffle's already ahead on? Oh, my headphones fell and Juicy got scared. I apologize to Juicy. Bear's still deliberating what to do here. I'm really surprised Bear didn't put that red seal on a 10 to strength to a jack. I really think that could have been the move. If we find a photo, we know Bear's going to be upset a little bit later in this game. That is the way things went down. We already have the flush 5 unlocked for Mr. Roffle. Deciding to death the red seal right away instead of waiting for it to have any improvements. Interesting play. Can't say I dislike it. The seance showing up again. I don't believe Roffle's even thinking about it. But it is intriguing nonetheless. An Eternal Vagabond. With the money in this seed, I don't think so. And we do see that Roffle passes it up. A Death Fool combo. These Arcana packs have been lovely. And I'm not talking about the mod injector. We have another blue seal. We do need a 2 or 7 of clubs for BelenosBear. 2 or 7 of clubs. Oh. What is Bear thinking here? The thing is, Bear can play this straight at any time. Okay. Punished. Doesn't find the straight flush. Oh, wait. Still has a discard. Still has a discard. Rewarded. Never punished, apparently. However, a Bear needs to use that Fool. Otherwise, they won't get the planet card. And they get another foil. Let's see what the Seance gives us this time. Incantation, that's a pretty low roll for Bear. I mean, arguably, you could look at it because you are playing in the 4s, but I really hate it. Another Neptune. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's a lot of Neptunes. That's all there is to say. So far, the money lead for Roffle, ginormous, yet not beneficial. We have not run into anything kind of game-changing there on the Roffle side of things in the shops. So far, no harm, no foul that we're so behind in Econ. Now, that Seltzer could be pretty powerful. Okay. Well, I take everything back. This is now going to double what is already a 300% Econ lead for Roffle. And this is very, 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 very bad for BelenosBear. And this is why money can be so important. I do love the Seance plays that we're seeing from Bear. But it is coming at the cost of quite a bit of money they could have been making. Not to mention the fact that Roffle spent a PvP life trading that PvP life for $58 or something along those lines. Now, to be fair, if we do get another Wraith from Seance, that could help mitigate the difference. What the goal is with Seance? Any of the spectrals, I think, Doc. I think Bear's looking for, you know, you could benefit from purple seals, from a cryptid to get a ton of glass red seals injected. We already accomplished our goal of having red seal, so that one's not as important. I think an ectoplasm could be a little bit of a difference maker here. I do think immolate, just thinning the deck out, would be a high roll. I think Bear just thinks there's quite a bit of value, generally speaking. Not Ouija. We are not looking for Ouija. That is only if you are Pico's father. But I think generally speaking, Bear's just content with any or most of the spectral cards as solid value generators. I don't think Bear truly understands how much money they have been giving up not going full mail-in rebate. And also selling the egg. Like we kind of brought that up for a brief second, but selling the egg to get the coupon voucher. Yes, the coupon voucher made everything cheaper. It's a solid voucher to have. But we've seen 2 temperances that were $50 or $40 for Roffle. And it's just put Bear in such a huge economic hole. As we can see, 170 to 89 spent.
Hello there.
Once you get a risk steal, you drop sands because sands delays everything else.
One of the weirdest builds I've ever done in multiplayer.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. I agree, Doc. I can see that.
Given where
at this
right
point,
now.
it's almost like maybe you're hoping for a Wraith and Ecto to make a difference.
This is crazy.
It's also weird because again, Bear had the opportunity to red seal
Good
Jack
crazy
with the
or
Sans, but
bad
did the 4 that they already had.
That would be too much
a red
info
seal
to share.
too.
So good crazy.
Still no glass.
How much money
on
is
this
left
scene.
on your egg, though?
I think that's the big,
egg.
one of the biggest.
Well, I mean, you get hungry sometimes. I can understand it.
Yeah.
This is the final match of the day.
Somebody put my cards in the wrong order.
Wait.
Okay.
No way. Roffle has not drawn his 4s yet, right? Oh, no.
Never mind, it's worse. I've been scammed.
Oh, okay. Never mind, Wally. Maybe he was just looking for the 5s for the rebate in the purple seal. I feel like you gotta use the Krypton on glass if you're Bear. I think utilizing the Krypton now, even on the gold seal, doesn't necessarily feel worth it.
I don't like seeing the small numbers.
What is, my phone keeps buzzing, but I don't even know.
I was
what's
getting
making
scared.
my
I
phone
completely
buzz.
missed my draw there with like 2 cards left somehow. But
Yeah.
I do have it. I don't know if it wins.
I don't think that wins for Mr. Bear.
Oh no. Not
Okay,
at all.
I will say,
Okay.
Doc. I know
Usually when
you're
somebody says that, it just like blows me out of the water.
on different seed. Raffle
So I was
loses for not
bracing
bothering
myself
Sans
for
at all.
that. Oh.
I
Did
just
you?
like
Yeah.
forgot what I was scoring in blinds. I guess. All right.
Yeah.
keep-
I will say the Ankh could, like, if Bear is lucky enough to run into a brainstorm, you know, it can bring us back, or a blueprint. Heck, even an idol being Ankhed. So because in vanilla Balatro, the way we play, we're on anti-base shops. Despite Roffle spending $100 more at this point, we're at base 1 for this shop. If for the rest of the game, Bear does make the pivot, goes Econ, finds a Joker that Roffle doesn't, and can use the Ankh, which is going to be hard, because you would lose your mail-in rebate, for example. or uses the Ankh on rebate. I don't know. There's a chance, but I tend to agree with you, Doc. There's other seeds out there where not going for red seal. I also think if Bear would have utilized the Deja Vu they got from Seance instead of putting it on the 4, which we already found the red seal 4 in the standard pack. We can make copies if we want. Put it on their Jack. Put it on their Jack. If we saw Photo Chad, instantly Bear's in the lead despite the blueprint on Roffle's side, because Roffle is nowhere near getting a red seal on the face card. Well, the blueprint would, would help, copying the photograph, but blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I honestly think I definitely would not have played in the Seance this long, in agreement. I think the biggest mistake so far for Bear, because I can argue for him that maybe there's some value in staying with the Seance this long. The biggest mistake is really the placement of the Deja Vu that we got from the Seance. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. Also, if we grabbed 6 cents, which how are we going to use 6 cents? Interesting note, we found hack on Roffle's side, which is extremely important if we're able to get the glass 4s with the blueprint. Roffle also finding ectoplasm is really interesting. But Roffle's mail and rebate missed the 4s on that round, but Bear didn't take advantage of getting the 4s on the mail and rebate. Didn't discard them. Which I think was a pretty big mistake. Yeah, this 5 of a kind's gonna have a lot of chips, but that's it. I think Bear's deciding if they rather just die and get the gold from the red seal gold cards. Or maybe try and get a straight? They get a flush house. I do not believe that is 6,000 points. Yeah. Well, we don't, and we lose Emperor value there by keeping the Ankh. Similar to game 1, and similar to other games, I feel like Bear is trying to do too many different things, and it is costing them. Crazy enough, we still have not seen a single Justice. We have purple seals. We've had tons of Arcanas, but no Justice. Bear found 1. Really? In a pack? Oh. And it didn't hit. Really? onk the hack. We're going to be so behind on Econ if we onk the hack, though. I think the better play is, at this point, now I have to hold on to the onk until I find Idol or Bloodstone or Ancient, and then I can onk the hack at that point. But I need my Econ generator. How did Roffle get Ecto? From 6 cents. The first 6 you play eats the 6 and you get a Ectoplasm. Or you get a a Spectral card. Oh my gosh. We still do not have justice for Roffle. We still have $95. Okay. And that is probably the game at this point. We get a Fool for that justice. So now we have 2 copies for Roffle, and the double hack is just going to be a lot. Yeah, we were talking about how Roffle had spent 300% more money before the blueprint, and then finding the blueprint with the mail-in rebate was only going to extend that lead. Thing is, we're holding on to a strength, so we're not going to get spectral card value here from Bear unless they sell the strength. Maybe you shrink the 2 into a 3 to discard for $5? Okay. Bear kind of rewarded there, getting $10 with smart plays towards the end of this hand. I will admit that. Oh wait, Bear doesn't have Seance anymore. He kept the 6 cents. Oh, okay. Then really the point was just for scoring, having to play that that straight flush. Grabbing Fortune Teller for just a bit of Econ generation. My GOAT 8-ball being passed up on as always. Wow. It's not looking good for Bear. But again, every ENT is a fresh start. So if Bear can start making Econ, probably not at the same level as Roffle due to the blueprint. Has a chance to see similar things. I think the one way out for Bear truly is an idol.
Uh-oh.
And we onk the hack. But even then, the blueprint's going to be more. So you need to find other things. Ouija Dubs, hello and goodbye. Also, did Bear open up less Arcana packs? Because Bear didn't find the Justice. Or the... yeah. Maybe just tarot blocking.
Surely I don't brick on my draws again.
Justice wasn't
Oh, no.
shop, and then we got the Fool from the pack. You were so right, Beard.
I see all but exactly one card right now.
No, don't tell me you need that card.
Well, I haven't got that far yet, but okay. I think this is salvageable at the worst.
Roffle sold
Okay.
Ecto? Yes. Tab space
Not ideal, but
for the Arcana
not a complete another failure.
tarot cards.
This is what I've got.
That's a roughly
Okay,
27
a little
million
outside
more
my
points
range,
than
I
Bear.
think, at the moment.
I've heard that one before.
And no glass breaking.
I was telling the truth this time, though.
Okay, okay. You're not taking the bean strategy of just lying about everything.
Oh, no, I would never lie. I guess except
Okay.
being.
Yeah,
Okay.
true.
All right. Well, GG's. See you in the next one.
Yep,
The Onyx
yeah.
division has a pack now. We are just gonna absolutely lie to Bean at every possible turn. Okay, an ancient joker. I don't know how this can. Trying to just think of ways that Bear has a line to maybe win. And again, we have to sell out of everything. We have to onk the hack. And then we have to buy ancient. Oh, and there was a photo. If we would have red sealed the jacks, if we would have built into the jacks. Ah! No, yeah, the blueprint just trumps everything. Unfortunately. Especially with glass red seals. What is Bear doing? There's no way he buys the even Steven, right? Okay. Yes way. You should have red sealed the jack. Could have played maybe flush houses, but again, the glass difference, the blueprint difference makes it very, very hard for Bear to have a chance regardless. $110 for Mr. Roffle. Could have Ouija'd into all kings. Oh no, in the sock. There is a world here where Bear would have red sealed the jacks, onked the ancient instead, got in photo, and then gone sock. I'm just saying. In the chat. And actually, despite not having blueprint, could be in the lead. Now, I don't know if Bear has the economy to roll that deep, so this is all moot, but would have made for a fun storyline. I'm 3 for 3 playing Jacks on Abandoned Deck. I mean, that's my only strategy on Abandoned Deck, Doc. There are no other... Abandoned Deck is just a Jack deck. Early game, it's a 10s deck for Walkie Talkie. And then it's a Jack deck. We have Ancient on Hearts next. So did it hit diamonds here? It did hit diamonds. Completely missing clubs at every turn. Though with a Sun and a Lovers, there is a high likelihood that Roffle skips here regardless. Or, I mean, doesn't skip. Is able to just play in the hearts, is what I meant to say. Melon Rebate came back. Roffle grabbing Mary Andy on Abandoned Deck just shows you how scarred this man is of not getting the draws. He has an extra discard on Abandoned Deck with 38 cards and felt the need to grab Mary Andy. This poor Balatro player. Somebody send him to therapy for bad draws. The trauma that must be experienced to make such a play. Well, Roffle will get his draw. You never know. Who hurt him? I feel like Bear's got to discard all these 4s. Yeah, I feel like Bear was just not greedy enough. You know, we had the stance for a little bit. We got behind in money, but then again, I feel like looking at even at this point, I feel like you got to discard all the 4s and just hope you draw 4 out of your next 7, or 4 out of the 7 remaining after that. Oh yeah, is focus working? I don't know, Perry, and I don't really want to crash Bear's stream, so I'm just not going to do it. Bear was having a little bit of issues in game 1. Does seem like it's looking a lot better, so. I do think one of the key issues is Bear finally closed the preview. I have to remind players that you need to close the preview of the overlay in your Chrome, otherwise I'll take up too much memory. Bear celebrating the little wins. Unfortunately, the little win is not going to be a big enough win. Could grab Smeared here. I don't think it's going to be nearly enough with the Red Seal glasses. Oh, literally just the glass cards alone are going to take this victory for Roffle. But should make it... Actually, it doesn't change it because it's on a red card. And Bear only has dark 4s, clubs and spades. The Chad, that feels so bad after grabbing the smeared. Oh, we can ecto. I mean, we got an ecto here. Got the Chad, yeah. It's time to put on your big boy pants and get into this PvP.
Whew. Hello there.
Hello. This game might have played out pretty tragically for me, I think.
Oh no. You hate to hear that. Or at least I do.
Well, I'm not going to reply. No idea what this purple seal is.
Well, I might not be totally dead, but if I expect you're gonna beat me anyway.
Yeah, I got a
It's
pretty
pretty
good
defeated.
pick up this.
It seemed like it.
Yeah.
The $1 hermit. That's big. We've had like 3 hanged mans on top of the Mary Andy here for Roffle, which is just funny. The red... No way. The 4 of hearts is the last card in the deck.
Oh no. No. Never mind. Whew. I lost a card in my deck for a moment, and I thought I fumbled.
That's so funny. Well, Bear did get their flush 5.
I'm gonna put some kind of score on the board.
Yeah, the blueprint on Ancient,
Okay.
the glass, the red seal.
You know what? I have no clue. Maybe this is better than I think it is.
Good plays to
I'm just
BelenosBear.
single-handedly proving we need the calculator.
Well, I don't know. I feel like Bean might be in your corner on that one too.
He's been in that corner.
Okay.
Am I right, chat?
Jeez. All right, this is
Roffle's going to score E11.
this is what I've got.
I believe. I do believe we
I think it
may
might be
get
a little
to
more
low
than that.
E's. E12. Okay, we'll see.
But I haven't seen my score with this yet.
You were right.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
did not mean the BM there.
How rude
no,
of
it's all
Roffle.
good.
No. Great
I knew there was
games from
something
both
really
these
good
players.
out there, but I didn't get what I needed.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The early game for the specific strategy that I chose at the start, the early game was just bonkers for me.
Okay.
Like I had, I just couldn't stop making 4s. I don't know where they were coming from.
Oh, I ended up with 4s too. I was. Did you use the Seance?
I did not. I used a Sixth Sense.
Oh, I got so many cards from the Seance. It was
Really?
unbelievable.
Holy!
2x.
And then I just-
total
So
life.
I accidentally had like a level 8 straight flush or something too, and then I couldn't pivot away from it to flush 5 without losing lives to blinds.
Oh, okay.
And then I just never rolled the jokers I needed.
Oh, that's yeah. I mean, just having the blueprint is a pretty big deal there. Being able to put it on the ancient
Yes.
instead because like you have the double hack, but you'd rather just have another ancient.